Every minute, someone in the world dies from heart disease. According to the World Health Organization in 2023, up to 18 million people die each year from cardiovascular disease, more than double the number of cancer deaths. You see, your arteries are not just pipes. They are lifelines, delivering oxygen-rich blood to every inch of your body, your brain, your muscles, your heart. But what happens when those lifelines get choked? Not all at once, quietly, gradually. It's like a garden hose slowly filling with leaves, dirt, and grit. The water still flows, until one day, it doesn't. This slow, deadly process is called atherosclerosis, and it's the root cause behind heart attacks, strokes, and sudden cardiac death. And yet, it whispers. No warning sirens, no flashing lights, just a gentle fatigue, a missed breath, or worse, no symptoms at all. That's why doctors often call it the silent killer. But here's the empowering truth. This isn't fate. It's a pattern, and patterns can be changed. If you're watching this, you're already doing something powerful. You're choosing knowledge. You're choosing life. And today, I want to show you how to reclaim control over your heart health, no matter your age or medical history. Together, we'll uncover the 7 main causes of blocked arteries, but more importantly, we'll discover what you can do about them, starting today. So grab a warm cup of tea, turn up the volume, and if you believe heart disease awareness can save lives, just like yours or someone you love, please tap that like button. It tells the algorithm and the world that this is a message worth spreading. Let's get started. Let's start with the basics. Your arteries are not just blood vessels. They're the superhighways of life. They carry oxygen-rich blood from your heart to every organ, every muscle, every cell in your body. When they're open and healthy, everything runs smoothly, like a well-oiled machine. But as we age, and as certain habits or conditions take hold, these highways begin to clog. Not with traffic, but with plaque, a sticky mix of fat, cholesterol, calcium, and cellular waste. This slow buildup leads to atherosclerosis, the thickening and hardening of the artery walls. The problem? Atherosclerosis often develops silently over decades. There are no clear symptoms in the early stages. You can feel fine one day and have a heart attack the next. According to the American Heart Association, nearly half of adults in the U.S. already have some form of cardiovascular disease, many without knowing it. And for adults over 60, the risk climbs steeply, especially for those with high blood pressure, diabetes, or a history of smoking. But knowledge changes outcomes. That's why understanding what causes arteries to get blocked is the first step toward preventing the worst. It's not about fear. It's about awareness, so we can act early, act smart, and act with purpose. In this video, we'll walk through the 7 main causes of artery blockage, and for each, we'll explain how it damages your arteries, what science says about reversing or slowing it, and practical steps you can take right now. Because this is not just about your heart. It's about your energy, your independence, your time with family, and your ability to live fully in every stage of life. So whether you're already dealing with heart disease or simply want to stay ahead of it, this video is your guide. Let's begin with cause number 7, genetics and age. 7. Genetics and age. Let's talk about something we can't change, but absolutely must understand: genetics and age. Your genes are the blueprint of your body. They determine your eye color, your height, and yes, your predisposition to heart disease. If you have a family history of high blood pressure, diabetes, or early heart attacks, your risk of arterial blockage is already higher. But here's the empowering truth. Genetics load the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. Even if heart disease runs in your family, you are not doomed. You just need to be more proactive, more intentional. Now let's talk about age, the great equalizer. As we get older, our arteries naturally stiffen. The inner lining, called the endothelium, becomes less flexible, more fragile, and more prone to damage. Why? Because as we age, our body produces less collagen, a key protein that gives structure and elasticity to artery walls. Think of a new rubber band, soft, springy, easy to stretch. Over time, that same band gets dry, brittle, and cracks under pressure. That's what aging does to our blood vessels. But there's good news. According to Harvard Medical School, adequate vitamin C intake can support natural collagen production, helping arteries stay resilient. And regular health screenings, checking blood pressure, cholesterol, and inflammation markers like C-reactive protein, can catch changes before they become dangerous. So if you're over 60, or if heart disease runs in your family, don't wait for symptoms. Be proactive. Monitor your numbers. Eat for your arteries. Your genes are just a story, but you're the author of how it ends. Coming up next, the second enemy of your arteries, one you might already be battling every day: smoking. 6. Smoking. If there's one habit that assaults your arteries with every puff, it's this: smoking. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, smokers are 2 to 4 times more likely to develop coronary heart disease than non-smokers. But the damage goes far beyond your lungs. When you inhale cigarette smoke, you're not just taking in nicotine. You're introducing over 7,000 chemicals into your bloodstream, many of which are toxic to the delicate lining of your arteries. Here's what happens. That chemical assault causes microscopic injuries to your arterial walls. Your body responds by forming plaque, a sticky mixture of fat, cholesterol, and calcium, over the damage. At first, it's a defense mechanism, but over time, the buildup narrows your arteries, stiffens them, and chokes off oxygen to your heart, brain, and limbs. And it's not just the coronary arteries. Smoking is also a major cause of peripheral artery disease, PAD, a condition where blood flow to your legs and arms becomes dangerously limited, often leading to pain, ulcers, and in severe cases, amputation. But here's the silver lining, and it's powerful. Within 20 minutes of quitting, your blood pressure and heart rate begin to drop. Within a year, your risk of heart disease is cut in half. And over time, your arteries begin to heal. The body is resilient. No matter how long you've smoked, it's never too late to stop and start the healing process. If you've tried and struggled, you're not alone. Talk to your doctor. Join a support group. Ask for help. Every cigarette you don't smoke is a gift to your arteries and to your future self. Coming up next, a topic that's often misunderstood: alcohol. Is it helping or hurting your heart? 5. Alcohol. Alcohol? Friend or foe? You've probably heard people say, "A glass of red wine a day keeps the doctor away." But is that really true? The answer: it's complicated. Let's break it down. Recent studies, like the one from the University of Rochester, looked at how different drinking habits affect arterial health. They mimicked human drinking behaviors in mice, and here's what they found. Mice that consumed a moderate amount of alcohol, about 1 to 2 drinks per day, actually had less plaque buildup in their arteries. But those that binge drank, 7 or more drinks in one sitting, developed significantly more atherosclerosis. Why? Excessive alcohol leads to inflammation, oxidative stress, and spikes in blood pressure and blood sugar, all of which accelerate artery damage. Now, red wine does contain resveratrol, an antioxidant found in grape skins, which some research suggests may support the endothelium, the lining of your arteries. But here's the key: moderation. According to the American Heart Association, moderate drinking is up to 1 drink per day for women, up to 2 drinks per day for men. And for some people, especially those on certain medications or with liver issues, even moderate alcohol may not be safe. So what should you do? If you don't drink, there's no need to start for heart health. But if you do, keep it moderate, stay mindful, and always drink with food and water to lessen impact on blood sugar and vessels. Next up, the hidden danger that lives in your mind but wreaks havoc in your arteries. Stress. 4. Stress. Let's talk about one of the most underestimated threats to your arteries. Stress. Not the kind that comes and goes. I'm talking about chronic stress, the kind that lingers in your body, like a low-grade fire that never dies out. Here's what happens. When you're stressed, your body enters fight-or-flight mode. Adrenaline spikes. Cortisol floods your system. Your heart rate rises. It's a brilliant design for short-term danger. But modern stress isn't about wild animals. It's about bills, isolation, illness, caregiving, loss. And when stress becomes chronic, your body stays in overdrive. Cortisol, when elevated for too long, leads to high blood sugar, high blood pressure, suppressed immune response, and ultimately, inflammation and arterial damage. A 2013 meta-analysis from the University of California found that individuals with depression and chronic stress had up to 80% greater risk of cardiovascular events. Other studies link anxiety and loneliness to higher levels of C-reactive protein, a direct marker of arterial inflammation. And it gets worse. Stress often leads to unhealthy coping habits, smoking, overeating, drinking, amplifying the damage. So how do you protect your arteries? Meditation. Even 10 minutes a day can calm your nervous system. Walking in nature. Spiritual or social support. Laughter, music, deep breathing. Stress is unavoidable, but how you respond to it is your power. Next, we move from the mind to the plate. Up next, the food choices that are fueling artery blockage in millions. 3. Poor food choices. Your body is a high-performance engine, but what happens if you pour low-grade fuel into a Ferrari? It sputters. It slows. It breaks down. That's exactly what poor nutrition does to your arteries. Highly processed foods, loaded with refined carbs, trans fats, added sugars, and artificial preservatives, trigger blood sugar spikes, insulin resistance, and inflammation. This process damages your artery lining, promotes plaque formation, and makes existing buildup more unstable. But there's hope, and it starts with color. Nutritionists often say, "Eat the rainbow." That means red, blue, and purple berries rich in anthocyanins, antioxidants that protect artery walls. Orange foods like carrots and sweet potatoes, packed with carotenoids, which reduce inflammation and oxidative stress. Leafy greens for folate, potassium, and magnesium, vital for blood pressure control. Let's not forget healthy fats, avocados, olive oil, chia seeds, Walnuts. These are nature's tools for flexible arteries. In fact, a 2022 study from Harvard University found that people who ate one avocado per week had a 21% lower risk of coronary heart disease. Even how animals are raised matters. Grass-fed meat and wild-caught fish contain more omega-3s and fewer inflammatory compounds than their grain-fed counterparts. Bottom line, every bite you take is either medicine or poison. Choose food that feeds your cells, not just your cravings. Next up, a silent saboteur sitting in many kitchens, rancid oils. Second, rancid oils. In most kitchens, there's an invisible enemy hiding in plain sight: rancid vegetable oils. We've been told that seed oils, like canola, soybean, sunflower, corn oil, are heart-healthy. But modern science says otherwise. These oils are polyunsaturated, meaning they have unstable molecular bonds that break down quickly when exposed to heat, light, and oxygen. By the time they reach your pan, many are already oxidized. Think of a sliced apple turning brown, or iron rusting. That's oxidation, and when oxidized oils enter your bloodstream, they create oxidative stress, damaging artery walls and triggering inflammation. The Journal of Nutrition notes that oxidized lipids can directly promote atherosclerosis by impairing endothelial function and increasing LDL cholesterol oxidation. So what's the solution? Avoid soybean oil, corn oil, cottonseed oil, canola, rapeseed, safflower oil. Instead, use extra virgin olive oil, rich in oleic acid, which reduces inflammation; avocado oil, stable at high heat; coconut oil, high in medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, metabolized quickly by the liver. And here's the twist. Despite the fear around saturated fats, high-quality coconut oil and pasture-raised butter have not been shown to increase heart disease risk in current studies. Context matters. Your arteries deserve clean, stable fats, just like your car deserves clean oil. Now, let's explore the #1 most underrated cause of blocked arteries, one that millions overlook every day. 1. Lack of physical activity. Movement is medicine. When we move our bodies, we don't just burn calories, we activate life. Physical activity improves blood circulation, blood pressure, cholesterol balance, insulin sensitivity, and strengthens the heart muscle itself. But when we're sedentary, especially in our 60s and beyond, our arteries stiffen, blood pools, and plaque builds. Lack of movement also leads to weight gain, muscle loss, and chronic inflammation, a dangerous trio for your heart. A study from the American College of Sports Medicine found that just 150 minutes of moderate movement per week, that's about 21 minutes per day, can reduce the risk of heart disease by up to 40%. You don't need a gym. You just need a routine. Walking after meals improves digestion and blood sugar. Stretching or Tai Chi promotes circulation. Resistance training, with light dumbbells or bands, builds muscle and fights off sarcopenia, the age-related loss of strength. And yes, even gardening or dancing in your living room counts. Plus, movement releases endorphins, your body's natural stress relievers. It improves sleep, boosts mood, and keeps the entire cardiovascular system in rhythm. So if you've been sitting too long, don't feel bad. Just stand up. Take a walk. Your heart will thank you. And now, let's review everything we've covered, because knowledge without action changes nothing. Let's take a moment to recap what we've uncovered today. Your arteries are not just pipes. They are your body's lifelines, delivering oxygen, nutrients, and vitality to every part of you. And while the process of artery blockage, atherosclerosis, can be slow and silent, it's anything but powerless. Because once we understand the causes, we gain the ability to intervene, to reverse course, and to rewrite our health story. So here they are again, the 7 main causes of blocked arteries: genetics and age. The factors we can't change, but can monitor and manage with proactive care. Smoking, a habit that harms every cell it touches, but one that can be reversed with every cigarette not smoked. Alcohol, a substance that's either medicine or poison, depending on the dose and the person. Stress, a quiet killer that lives in the mind but strikes in the heart. Manage it, and you manage more than just emotions. You reduce inflammation and risk. Poor food choices. Every bite is a building block or a landmine. Colorful, whole foods are your strongest allies. Rancid oils, hidden in healthy labels but steeped in oxidation. Switch to stable, anti-inflammatory fats to protect your arteries. Lack of physical activity. Movement is not optional. It is circulation. It is strength. It is life. These aren't just facts. They're tools. Every one of them gives you a way to take back control. Step by step, bite by bite, breath by breath. The truth is, your arteries are living tissue. They can respond. They can heal. And so can your heart. So ask yourself, what small change will you make today? Because sometimes the smallest shift creates the biggest ripple. And the greatest gift you can give your future self is a healthy heart that keeps on beating strong. Before you go, I want to thank you, truly, for spending this time with me. If you made it this far, you've already taken a massive step toward protecting your heart and your life. And if you found this video helpful, informative, or just worth sharing, please do 3 things. Hit the like button. It tells YouTube that this video matters. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss future episodes on heart health, nutrition, and longevity. Share it with someone you love, because the life you save might be theirs. Remember, every heart matters, including yours. So keep learning, keep moving, and keep choosing life. This is the Senior Compass. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay strong, stay vibrant, and stay heart healthy.